Temperature of 48 degrees at noon today. Winds about 30 miles an hour. They're expecting gusts up to 45 miles an hour. So that is going to be a factor.
And you don't want to end up in the fourth quarter with the wind in your face trying to kick a 50-yard field goal to win it.
Philadelphia leads the NFC East with a record of 10-4. Dallas 9-5. Washington 9-5. Drew Pearson will not start. In all likelihood, will not play. His place will be taken by Foots Johnson. Rafael Septien will kick off with a very, very strong wind at his back. In fact, it's probably going to be difficult to keep the ball on the tee. And Steve Wilson will hold it for him. Deep for Philadelphia, number 89, Wally Henry.
A 600-yard dash, man. Well, the crowd is going to be this loud the entire game, Patrick.
I hope so. Septien. And a kick will soar deep into the end zone, and Wally Henry will wisely keep it in there. The Eagles will operate with the ball first from their own 20-yard line. Let's look at their offense.
All right, Stan Walters at 278 will be working on Harvey Martin. Wade Key against perhaps Randy White. Guy Morris from TCU. Woody Peoples and Jerry Sizemore, the big Texas All-American.
Wide receivers, all the running backs first, Wilbert Montgomery and Leroy Harris, and Ron Jaworski, the quarterback. Randy White is starting, by the way. First and 10, Philadelphia from their own 20. It's going to be difficult to hear throughout the afternoon. What an enthusiastic crowd. Here is the fullback, Leroy Harris, number 20, for perhaps one, no more than that.
All right, John Dutton is playing with the strained knee. The Giant at 6'7", playing in Too Tall Jones' spot. He's got to have a good game. Dutton made that tackle. Larry Cole's in at the great tackle spot he likes so well. Randy White is limping but playing hard as ever. And, of course, Harvey Martin is firing out.
Those are the Dallas linebackers. Mike Hickman, Bob Brunig in the middle, and D.D. Lewis, the veteran. The secondary, Barnes, Kyle, Hughes, and Harris. Second and 8. Jaworski high over the head of Charlie Smith, number 85. Harold Carmichael is the other wide receiver, and Keith Krepfle is the tight end.
In the Monday night win that the Eagles had, they threw 12 times on first down and completed 7. But it depends on what Dallas decides to give them. It looks like the Cowboys have shaken up the computer and are going to throw off the offensive sets. There's Bill Berge. He was hurt against New Orleans and hasn't played a lick, but the knee is A-OK for next year.
Still on crutches, as you can see. It'll be 3rd and 8. Billy Campfield is in the backfield now with Montgomery. Jaworski picked off on a rebound by Randy Hughes. Hughes to the 10, inside to the 8. It'll be 1st and goal. Dallas. Guy Morris made the tackle.
A big turnover by the team that's had trouble getting the ball to the Cowboys. That's Randy Hughes' 2nd interception of the year. His other one helped beat Cincinnati. Good pass protection blocking. Thornton's handled by Sizemore. The ball is really hot, though. And Campfield just coughs it up. It looked like Billy Campfield fumbled it. I didn't know who hit him in there. Here it is from behind Jaworski. He throws it. I believe it's Benny Barnes that made the good defensive play.
Benny Barnes. It'll be 1st and goal from the 8 for Dallas. Woods Johnson and Tony Hill, the wide receiver. That is Johnson coming in motion and going back in the other direction. The Eagles jump. I believe they made contact. Charlie Johnson.
And that is the kind of enthusiasm we said you have to temper. If you can hold early and get settled out and get hit a few times and get the bats going through your helmet, you can stop doing that. That time the first movement, and Charlie Johnson was going on movement instead of snap.
The Dallas offensive line usually will line up just like that.
And Carl Harrison says Donovan is the best pass-blocking tackle in football. Herbert Scott, Fitzgerald, Rafferty, and of course Rayfield Wright. Rayfield Wright is on Claude Humphrey, and that should be a tough battle.
Roger Staubach, of course, is the quarterback. Tony Dorsett and Robert Newhouse, the running backs. The receivers usually Tony Hill, Butch Johnson, and Billy Joe Dupree. Right now, they've got 3 tight ends in the game. Jay Salvi was the man in motion. Robert Newhouse, the ball carrier. And another penalty marker is down. I think it's going to be illegal procedure against Dallas.
All right, good tackle by Reggie Wilkes, number 51, and also Carl Hairston. This is off Donovan's side with Billy Joe Dupree as the tight end on the outside. A great blocking tight end. Oh, they tried to finesse the Eagles. They pulled with a negative trap like they were going outside, and the Eagles didn't bite.
Somebody did.
7-9, half the distance, still first down.
The Eagles were offside.
Manny Sistrak, a member of the goal line defensive team.
And they moved it down to the 2 on 2 consecutive penalties against the Eagles. The interception by Randy Hughes set it all up, and Scott Laidlaw has joined Dorsett now. It is still first down. Staubach in the direction of Doug Cosby.
Woo!
But the coverage was good. A very unusual call on 1st and goal for the 2.
And Randy Logan got away with putting his elbow out and just hooking the 6'5" rookie from Santa Clara and going with him until the ball was on the ground. Oh, it's tough not to chuck, boy, except for 5 yards at first 5. Here's that defensive front 3. And Humphrey is the leader, but Hairston is the top sack guy with 14.
It seems to me that when you have 1st and goal at the 2, you don't finesse, you attack. 2nd and goal. That's Newhouse. Not in, but close. Manny Sistrak made the tackle. It'll be 3rd down, Dallas.
Inside handoff. This is the basic bread and butter stuff. Not fancy. Man in motion is Saldi. 3 tight ends. They pull Scott. And that time Newhouse tried to go back where the pulling guard left, and this time the Eagles reacted again very well. Oh, great play by Sistrak. Right over the blocker.
It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. And now you use your home run hitter, Dorsett.
And stretch them out wide somehow.
Dorsett and Laidlaw, the sets backs. It is Laidlaw. Dallas touchdown.
And the Eagle goal line defensive team made 2 mistakes, both of them offsides, to let the Cowboys have the extra plays to put it in. Here it is now. Clark gets pretty good contact. Donovan ran over him, and Laidlaw scores only the 12th touchdown rushing for the Cowboys, but a large one.
Look at that large one again.
Here it is, folks. They started in July, and they're still banging like this in December.
Raphael Septien with Danny White holding. We'll try to make it 7-0 and a swirling wind. And got it. The Cowboys break on top after the interception by Randy Hughes. 2 offside penalties gave Dallas a 1st and goal from the 2, and they punched it in. Raphael Septien will kick off with a vicious wind at his back.
Big turnover. Dallas Cowboys intercepting Jaworski's first throw.
Deep is Wally Henry. Septien lines deep again, but this one could be returned. From the 2 he starts. Good wedge up in front of him, out to the 25, 26 perhaps. Bruce Hunter. Wade Manning.
The Eagles lead the entire NFL in their kicking game. It's a plus and minus yardage and return, against and for, and that's a big part of football. Stiles, who came from San Jose head coaching job, is the one that's taken that over for Vermeil.
They have 2 good kickers. Tony Franklin, the place kicker, and Max Runiger is the punter. It'll be at the 26 where Ron Jaworski breaks him out.
And Montgomery hasn't carried the ball yet, but Wilbert's in there, right?
Wilbert and Leroy Harris are the deep backs. Montgomery. Good yardage over that left side. Stopped by Mike Hegman.
That time, Brunig, the middle linebacker, fired right into the hole, but they blew him out. Leroy Harris got a pretty good block. Here's a quote by Ron Jaworski.
I certainly agree with that statement.
But it's a tough thing to do, to read people back quotes they made early in the week.
2nd and 4 situation, Philadelphia, against Dallas. Line of scrimmage, their own 32. Harris is near a first down. He might be a yard shy.
They're running off Stan Walters' side with the last 2 plays. Walters is the 278-pound left tackle. And Harvey Martin is the great pass rusher that steps outside. Looks like they got it.
They did get it. Of course, that's a good way, too, to neutralize people who pursue like Randy White and Harvey Martin. Nothing wrong with that.
It's almost better to run at them and at least find out where they're ringing the bell.
First down at the Eagle 36. Dallas leads 7-0. And Dallas sets up the flex defense. Montgomery at the line of scrimmage, hit first by John Dutton.
And Randy White came underneath. Big play by 2 people we didn't think would even be playing for Dallas today. Dutton, so far for the Cowboys, has been coming off the ball slowly. Look, he's in the flex now. He's got a long way to go make up. He cuts to the inside, fights the pressure, and he is a moose. Look at Randy White coming from the backside. That's the reason the flex is tough to run against.
So it's 2nd down and 7. Ron Jaworski, the Eagle quarterback. And Jaworski drops. Looking deep for the tight end, Keith Treplay, almost intercepted again by Randy Hughes. There were 4 Cowboys surrounding the intended receiver. Larry Cole put on the pressure.
Well, the ball went sideways. It might have been because of an overthrow. It might have been that the wind was blowing or gusting, but I think he just let the ball slip out. He gets a big rush by Larry Cole, might have caused that. And actually, Harris and company looked like they had an easy INT and fought each other for the ball.
A lot more Cowboys around than Eagles.
Yeah, Hughes and Harris could have fair caught that one.
3rd and 6, a 3rd and 7 make it. Campfield joins Montgomery and the Eagle backfield down.
Carmichael hasn't had a ball yet either, the 6'8" receiver.
They operate just inside the 40. Dallas fakes a blitz, and it's not a fake. Jaworski throws outside, intended for and hitting Carmichael, but he's out of bounds. Wow. Aaron Mitchell on the coverage. Carmichael caught it, out of bounds.
Unusual defensive call, the blitz in the Eagles' territory. Cowboys don't usually blitz until they get the ball in their territory. Here's a drag by a 6'8" receiver who was attempting to catch a ball for the 111th straight game. He gets 1 giant foot in and 1 giant foot out. Mitchell didn't have bad coverage, did he?
Not bad. Max Runiger is number 4, the Eagle kicker, kicking against the wind. Steve Wilson, Wade Manning back deep for Dallas. Good kick. Woo. Good kick. Wilson with a fair catch signal up wisely. Watch Carmichael again and check his relationship to the sideline.
All right, you're behind number 7, Ron Jaworski. That's Billy Campfield blocking. Boy, Thornton made a heck of a rush on Jaworski. There's 1. 1.5.
Not good enough.
Every week he says that. By the way, that's his 30 mission raincoat that he flew at World War II in.
Oh, I think that's a new coat. Dallas, first down. Operating at their own 22-yard line with Butch Johnson in motion. That is Newhouse looking for and finding some running room. Stopped by Carl Hairston.
I asked Charlie Johnson, the nose guard, number 65, what is his read at the middle guard, the nose man right on Fitzgerald. He said, if I have to think about it, it's too damn late. And that time, actually, Charlie took the left side, and Newhouse ran to where Johnson, sort of vacated the spot.
Well, they've beaten him 1 time already. The Eagles trail at the moment 7-0. 2nd and 5. Looking for someplace to go, hit behind the line of scrimmage by Charlie Johnson.
Well, that time he didn't have to think about it. Number Number 65. Let's watch the guy from Colorado. He's right there in the middle of your screen, right on Fitzgerald's nose. Boy, he took the seam and guessed right. And there's Claude Humphrey, the elder statesman obtained from Atlanta. Okay, quickly, here it is again. Watch Claude Humphrey working. The crafty old devil took the inside and got away with it.
Good defense. Preston Pearson joins Dorsett now. But Staubach operates from the shotgun, a low snap. Knocked away just at the last second by number 56, Jerry Robinson.
Number 1 draft choice. Robinson has that 4.6 speed, and he just got there by 1 finger, 1 digit. Dorsett was gone. He was open down the middle.
This telecast is presented by authority of the National Football League. It's intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or other use of this telecast without the express written consent of the Philadelphia Eagles and the National Football League is prohibited. Deep is Wally Henry for the Eagles. Danny White will punt for Dallas with the wind at his back.
The returning left.
And downfield early for Dallas was Benny Barnes, number 31. There were 3 Eagles blocking him that time, or trying to.
And the great part about that from Dallas's viewpoint is this was a weak department in game number 1 this year.
7-0. The Cowboys lead the Eagles. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Veterans Stadium, Philadelphia. The Eagles have the ball at their own 31-yard line. 9 minutes, 6 seconds left to play first quarter.
Jaworski is 0 for 4 so far.
Here's Montgomery. Off the left side for a couple before D.D. Lewis tripped him up.
Looked like Larry Cole got over in there too from the left defensive tackle spot. Let's see how 63 manages to climb out of that quagmire and move along. That's Woody Peoples working on him. There's Montgomery, and by gosh, Cole somehow got to the other side and helped on it.
It'll be 2nd and 8.
Looks like Randy White was pinned from behind.
Good play by Lewis to spin out of that block and roll underneath Montgomery. If you haven't seen Montgomery before, you're in for a treat. Jaworski down the middle, complete to his tight end, Keith Trepway.
And great pass blocking that time allowed Jaworski not to see any motion. Watch this blocking. That's key to the left. Morris helps him on Randy White. And Keith Trepway leads all receivers in the National Football League per average. He has almost 20-yard average per catch.
Harris and Brunig combined to bring him down, but he's a fine athlete. First down, Eagles at their own 48. 7:40 left to play first quarter. And Jaworski will throw on first down and does, again intended for Trepway. Jaworski had to face D.D. Lewis, Randy Hughes on the coverage.
D.D. Lewis forced him to throw the ball a little early and perhaps low. Trepway's mad because he's the kind of guy who goes back and apologizes, saying, I should have had it. But the ball was thrown a little bit low and away. Jaworski, of course, gets the signals wig-wagged in from the sidelines from Vermeil himself.
Bright sunshine in Philadelphia, but on the cool side and very windy. I mentioned earlier, but I think it's worth mentioning again that they're talking about gusts of wind up to 45 miles an hour this afternoon. 2nd and 10. Almost picked off by Cliff Harris. He had it read perfectly. The intended receiver was Trepway, the tight end again.
That's the 4th time the Eagles have thrown on 2nd down. Again, in game 1 of this year, it was 12 times on the 1st down. Looks like Dallas has changed their computer all up. Maybe the human element's what really makes and breaks football games. There's Coach Vermeil with the headset on.
It'll be 3rd down now for the Eagles. They still need those 10.
Jaworski is very close to having quite a few picked off.
1 out of 7. Carmichael and Smith both split to the same side. Here's the pass to Montgomery. And Montgomery down the sideline, breaks 2 tackles. Montgomery still on his feet, still running inside the 20.
Montgomery's 33rd catch of the year. Watch the big Dallas rush. Jaworski didn't want to go anywhere else. This is just what he wanted. It's a screen right, quick screen. That's Montgomery picking up Woody Peoples. Boy, he is some all-around back. He's the total offensive leader in football. Catching the ball, running the ball, kickoffs and everything. That's Thornton being cut down. A great block there by Sizemore.
35-yard gain on that pass completion from Jaworski to Montgomery. And Montgomery will get another chance. Right up the middle, hit by Bob Brunig first, but he got 3 or 4.
I still think the Cowboys miss Ed Too Tall Jones. Not only did he play the run tremendously at left defensive end, but he was like throwing over a giant willow tree. Every time you thought about hitting that area, you had to worry about it. I'm not knocking Dutton. I'm just talking about this year and last year.
There is the great clutch receiver of Dallas, Drew Pearson, unable to play after that foolish incident of last week. 2nd and 8. For Carmichael. And Carmichael made a great play to avoid an interception. That was Aaron Kyle out there with him.
Boy, Harvey Martin came on Jaworski very quickly. Here's Carmichael now, runs a pretty good pattern. Again, they're into the wind. The Eagles have thought once they get inside the 20, they can do big outs on the corners. Kyle's given away quite a bit at 5'10.5" to 6'8". It's an offensive-defensive play, right? Watch the left of your screen. They ought to put a big train whistle on 79. Here he comes, off a stunt.
Just hung up there against the wind, and Jaworski takes a timeout to come over to talk to Dick Vermeil. The Eagles burn one. So with 5 minutes and 42 seconds left to play in the first quarter, at Veterans Stadium, the Cowboys lead at 7-0. It'll be 3rd and 8 for the Eagles.
Again, they think they can work against the Dallas cornerbacks. And they got Charlie Smith and Carmichael flanked to the right.
Both on the same side, and Billy Campfield is also flanked out to the right. Montgomery the lone setback. 3rd and 8. Handoff is to Montgomery. And they certainly are in Tony Franklin's field goal range as Bruce Thornton made the tackle.
Good play by Thornton, and he's in there for the pass rush. That time the Eagles crossed up the Dallas defense, but the Dallas pass defense played pretty well in the line of scrimmage.
And the barefooted one, Tony Franklin, is out to attempt a field goal. It'll be from in the neighborhood of 27 yards.
He is 3 for 3 from up to 29, as you can see that graphic.
He was hitting from 60 yards in the pregame practice.
They'll settle for 20-something right now.
Shara is the holder. He got it. It was funny looking, but it was effective.
And that side saddle kicker has a lot more goalposts to kick through, doesn't he, because of the wide angle.
He likes this artificial turf, too.
He's got to get an artificial foot. It's cold. That thing must be numb by now.
So the score now is Dallas 7, Philadelphia Eagles 3.
We were talking about kickoff coverage these days, and the Eagles actually go with larger players figuring to run over a few blocks rather than the smaller guys that can be knocked out of their lanes and allow a big return. We'll see if Dallas has improved their kickoff return.
We have to get a bigger computer. Ron Springs is number 20. And again, Franklin, with difficulty keeping the ball on the tee, will have somebody hold it.
Does that bother a fella kicking off?
Sometimes it does, yes. It bothered me.
Mentally or physically?
Both ways.
Is it psychosomatic or not, right?
Richard Blackmore is going to hold it. Springs comes up to... It's not Springs. It's Wade Manning, who swings around to the outside and goes out of bounds at about the 32-yard line. Ray Phillips made the tackle. And John Spagnola helped.
And Manning just a little bit quick, huh?
The lineup of bowl games coming up on CBS. The Sun Bowl, which we will do in El Paso. Washington against Texas on Saturday, December the 22nd. The Blue-Gray game on Christmas Day. The Peach Bowl featuring Clemson against Baylor on December the 31st. Cotton Bowl, Houston, Nebraska, New Year's Day. The East-West Shrine game and the Senior Bowl on January the 12th. All of that coming up on CBS. First down, Dallas. And Dorsett is fortunate to get back to the line of scrimmage alive. Jerry Robinson was the first man to hit him.
As soon as Roger Staubach hands off this ball, Roger just had a disgusted look on his face. They're expecting some kind of a different defense out of that 34, and the look they got was not what Roger saw right from the start. That's Johnson. It looks like Jerry Robinson going over the top again, the young linebacker.
Well, and Humphrey was one of the first to arrive as well. It'll be 2nd and 10, no gain for Dorsett. Tony Hill wide open, and Thrill Hill cuts back to the middle near midfield. It'll be a Dallas first down. Again, Jerry Robinson on the tackle.
That time the Eagles kept a linebacker, which is Reggie Wilkes, to the right of your screen in the short zone, and Herman Edwards had Hill deep. And actually, Edwards falls down. He took the post fake, and when he broke back out to the sidelines, Edwards had to get up and scramble. The good thing, the only good thing for the Eagles about the play is that number 80 didn't go all the way down the sidelines. Pretty good recovery.
1st and 10, Dallas. Just short of midfield. They lead 7-3. Here's Dorsett again. This time he does find a little running room. And again, it's Jerry Robinson.
Good block by Dupre, that time on the outside linebacker, the one you've got to work on. Watch the right center of your screen, number 51, and watch Dupre, number 89, the tight end, get good position, work around, and seal off. And then Rafferty comes banging through the hole and gives Dorsett just a crack. Good tackle by Robinson. Oh, that looks like Leroy Neiman painting, doesn't it?
2nd and 6. And here comes Butch Johnson in motion again. This is Newhouse, and he will not do anything.
Number 78, Hurricane Harrison. And this time Harrison beats Donovan. Watch the right part of your screen. Carl Harrison from Maryland State Eastern Shore. Boy, you talk about a working guy. 255, leads the team in sacks, an all-time record of 14, and he's a 7-day-a-week football player.
It's good defense.
LeMaster was there too. Oh, that's team defense.
Preston Pearson has joined the Dallas offensive set now, and Staubach will operate from the shotgun. Just over 2 minutes left to play in the first quarter. He handles the snap. He throws. He had Preston. He juggled, and he recovered. First down, Dallas.
Reggie Wilkes made the stop, but Pearson had enough time to catch it, miss it, and catch it again. Watch the Cowboys pick up the 4-man rush on passing situation, and Roger really zipped it. There's the double catch, and now the double clutch. Here's that pass rush that didn't. That's Bigfoot Harrison over the center, and Fitzgerald battles him right back into the pocket. Scott's still there. That's pretty good pass protection.
Excellent. First down for Dallas at the Eagle 37. Here's the pitch back to Dorsett, and Dorsett swings around the outside, gets some room, gets out of bounds. He picked up about 8. Herman Edwards herded him out.
Looks like the Dallas offense has been simplified. Looks to me like Roger and Danny Reeves and, of course, Coach Landry had just said, look, let's get about 13 plays at work, chisel away some of the extra flourishes, and just go out and run at them. And that time it was a very simple Dallas running play, a good one.
And one that Dorsett likes very much. 2nd and 2. Cowboys dispatched both of their wide receivers, Tony Hill and Butch Johnson, wide to the right. Newhouse is the fullback. Dorsett is the deep back. Tony. First down, Dallas. Inside the 25 to about the 22. Stopped by Reggie Wilkes.
We've said it before, but Rafferty and Scott are great pulling guards. What's 64 pull, a Penn Stater? Charlie Johnson gets sealed off by Fitzgerald, and Harrison has to recover late, and by that time, the speed of Dorsett does carry him to the first.
He got to the Eagle 23, where Dallas has another first.
And Roger Staubach has the wind to his back, as all sailors should, right?
He won't have that very long. Just over 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Dorsett swings wide to the right in motion. The Newhouse. Chased by Charlie Johnson and caught by Charlie Johnson, number 65.
What a play. From the nose guard to the outside. When you're 265 pounds, you see Newhouse looking to save that son. He almost misjudged that ball looking right into it.
Like he didn't pick it up until it got right on top of him.
What's this nose guard from Colorado? He used to be a tight end in junior college. Maybe the hands weren't any good, but I'll tell you, Charlie Johnson can run.
Boy, is he quick. You can see what a problem that Newhouse does have with the sun as you look at him swinging to the right.
And I'll tell you, the quarterback throwing crosswind is tough, too. You almost would rather have it either right behind you or right in your face.
That, I believe, was a lateral. 2nd and 10. Here's Staubach back. Looking and throwing for Tony Hill. John Sharrow is in a perfect spot to intercept it and drop it.
There he is, the former quarterback that run the Rose Bowl for Vermeil's UCLA team. Went to British Columbia. Tampa had the rights. Came to Philadelphia. Can do everything for you. And I'll bet he hasn't dropped 10 footballs from his backyard on up. Might have been too easy. Too much time to think. It's like that 3-foot putt.
He is in a perfect spot. It'll be 3rd down for Dallas. Staubach, I don't believe, ever saw it.
Looked like he threw the ball downhill a little bit, didn't he?
Preston Pearson comes in now. Staubach this time operating out of the regular T formation. Under the center. Looking, throwing. Dorsett, the intended receiver. He would not have gotten much even if he had caught it.
I'll tell you, that sunlight is coming right over, and Bobby Howard made good coverage on this. Got up close to Dorsett, but looked like Tony D was looking right back into that sunshine and lost it. Howard had good position.
Bill Brandt looking on over on the Dallas sideline along with Mike Hegman. It'll be Raphael Septien with Danny White holding. 41 yards away.
He's 2 for 7 from over 40, isn't he? And he missed, what, 3 last week?
He got this one with plenty of distance to spare from just over 40 yards out.
Looks like he's gotten used to the new cooking of his bride of a week ago.
10-3, Dallas leads now. The Eagles, of course, won the first meeting of these two teams.
And do have a playoff spot whether they win or lose, but that home field advantage all the way through is important.
Don't forget, at 4:30 p.m. today, 4:30 Eastern Time, CBS Sports Spectacular, World Cup skiing and the 9-ball pool championship.
I'm going to watch that. I've been working on my game a little bit, just sharpen up for the Super Bowl week.
You'll be home by that time, won't you?
Yes.
And I know you'll be watching. Enthusiastic Philadelphia Eagle fans. Biggest thing that's happened here in a long time for football fans. Septien chases Wally Henry back deep into the end zone, and he will stay there. That would be the last event to occur in quarter number 1 at Veterans Stadium, I should say. It is Dallas 10, the Eagles 3. That'll give you an idea of how hard the wind has been blowing and continues to swirl around the stadium.
It starts and stops a little bit, too. I wonder if the wind's worth 7 points each quarter.
I wouldn't be surprised. The Eagles have Jaworski giving to Leroy Harris. And Harris is swarmed on by the Dallas defense led by John Dutton.
This play's got to be setting up something else. It's about the slowest offensive play from the Eagles book with the slowest offensive running back, Leroy Harris, the 230-pound fullback, who's a good blocker. Wilbert Montgomery, by the way, only has 15 yards, 19 yards on 5 carries, and he is bread and butter.
That's some of Tony Franklin's friends.
And Mr. Toes owns the ball club here in town.
Right. A very successful year for the Philadelphia Eagles. They are already in the playoffs. They're trying to win the NFC Eastern Division. And here's Jaworski throwing deep for Charlie Smith. Incomplete. The coverage was by Benny Barnes, and it was good.
It was physical, and Charlie Homeboy Smith doesn't like it. You might recall that Smith caught the touchdown pass just before halftime from John Walton. That might have been as big a touchdown as was scored on Dallas all year. This time he breaks for the post, and Benny Barnes comes right over the top. Watch what happens now. It'll come right to the bottom of your screen. Fairly good pass protection. Ball is hanging, but not badly thrown. Instantaneous. Was it interference or was it good? The official was looking right at it.
Jaworski, 2nd and 10. Or 3rd down, make it. Jaworski is 2 out of 10 and has the 1 interception, the big play by Randy Hughes on the deflection. Dallas again showing blitz. Jaworski with good protection has Krepley. And he almost has another interception as Aaron Kyle had a shot at it. Randy Hughes on the coverage.
Now the blocking held up for Jaworski that time, but they got penetration. They socked in there. Randy White made things happen, and Harvey Martin came up the middle. The ball was thrown again a little hot because Krepley's dropped 2 balls now that from up here look catchable.
Max Runniger is number 4. Steve Wilson and Wade Manning standing back deep for Dallas. Toward the sideline and out of bounds. Line of scrimmage when Dallas takes over will be their 34. 43-yard kick by Runniger. 13:54 left to play in the first half. Dallas leads 10-3. All the games are big games when you get down to this part of the year. For those teams with playoff hopes still alive, Los Angeles, Atlanta, the Giants, St. Louis, the Bears up at Green Bay, and Tampa Bay still trying to win the NFC Central Division at San Francisco.
Chicago's still alive, too.
Yes. As are both of these teams. Dallas and Philadelphia. And it's Dorsett on another little slow developing play. Dorsett run down by Frank LeMaster.
The Kentuckian and Jerry Robinson, the 2 linebackers. Of course, when Berge went down, that linebacking core had to be cemented by the 7-year fellow from Kentucky, and that's LeMaster. Good tackle by 55.
It'll be 2nd and 9 from the 35.
Dorsett's had 6 100-yard rushing days, and only one of those has been on the road.
Here's Newhouse, and nothing will develop for him as Hairston is in the backfield with Newhouse very quickly. Where did he come from?
Hurricane Hairston. Here's a fellow that the Eagle coaches, Marion Campbell, Bruni, Clausen, they all say he's got to be in the Pro Bowl. Number 78. He slips right behind Rafferty, who thinks that is already sealed off. And when you get the tackle on the offensive side of the line of scrimmage, that's a double plus.
And that will make it 3rd and 13. Preston Pearson, number 26, flanks out wide to the right. Saldi is also one of the receivers as Pearson goes back next to Staubach now in the shotgun. Pass protection starts to break down. Staubach comes to the outside. He is sacked by Humphrey.
37. And the fans are beginning to act like they're in Philadelphia now. They must have been sitting on their hands that first quarter. Actually, they were trying to screen. The Cowboys were trying to screen to Preston Pearson, and the Eagles smelled it and stuffed him.
And Danny White comes in to punt for Dallas. This time against the wind, Wally Henry standing back at about the 30. Good kick under the circumstances. Fair catch signal for by Henry. Aaron Mitchell was the Cowboy who came down and slipped. It appeared he ran into Henry and he hurt himself. Second quarter score is still the Cowboys 10, the Eagles 3. Watch Mitchell's right leg, and you'll see what happened.
And once that carpet firms up with that shoe, it is impossible to move it. He was helped off.
We'll get word on that as soon as we can. Jaworski and the Eagles operate from their own 37. Look for Smith. Now he looks deep. Now he runs away from Cole. He throws. It was intended for Leroy Harris, knocked loose. And I mean knocked loose. Another Cowboy player is down. It is Randy Hughes. And all of a sudden, the Dallas team is very thin in defensive backs.
This is supposed to be a fake screen and then go down for a deep post play. It's all covered. Carmichael's covered and picked up. Now watch Hegman really stick the fullback. Bam! Incomplete.
The preceding announcement was furnished as a public service by the National Football League.
Jaworski is now 2 of 12, and Dennis Thurman now, the second-year cornerback from SC, is out the left corner for Dallas.
Larry Barnes is in the backfield for the Eagles. Jaworski with pressure from Cole. Throws over the head of Wilbert Montgomery. D.D. Lewis out on the coverage, but Larry Cole put on the heat.
That looked like a Tommy Seaver high fastball. That ball went right through Wilbert's hands. Again, when you're having to move around and try to having a building not fall on your head, you just go ahead and cut it loose. But Ron has got to ease it off, shorten up the patterns if that's the problem. Dump the ball off a little bit. Wilbert's long run was on really a sort of a running screen that they worked to. They didn't have to go deep all the time.
Billy Campfield, number 37, comes in. That wind obviously is bothering quarterback Ron Jaworski. Barnes is out. Carmichael split out wide to the left. Lewis comes out to give Kyle some help. Jaworski back. Campfield. Eagle first down in Dallas territory. D.D. Lewis made the tackle.
Stan Walters, the big tackle. Watch this pass blocking. Randy White gets doubled. Stalls gets picked up. Martin's behind it, and the ball is just dumped off to a young man from Kansas who can get the 40 in 4-4, Billy Campfield. Shorter is better sometimes.
It is effective in that case as Campfield gets the Eagle first down, and Jaworski's going to put it up again. Good protection this time. He throws for Smith, and he throws well behind him.
That looked like a Frisbee. That ball took off and slid and missed 85 by about 5 yards.
Dennis Thurman was out with him, but not close enough to knock it down. Randy Hughes, I believe, he is back. The word on Aaron Mitchell is that he twisted his ankle, and you could certainly see that in that shot we showed you before.
And if there's one place that Cliff Harris and company are short, it's at defensive backs. When Charlie Waters went down, the whole secondary started readjusting.
And Randy Hughes has adjusted himself back into the lineup. It'll be 2nd and 10, Philadelphia. Jaworski throwing almost every play now is hit by Harvey Martin. Pass incomplete, of course. Lucky he got rid of it.
What a charge by Harvey Martin. Some people think he guesses and doesn't go on the snap. Whatever. When 79 comes off like a blur, it's over. Jaworski never even saw that one coming. But he's a tough guy. This quarterback can take it.
Campfield comes in with the play, and Leroy Harris comes out.
Let's see where Harvey came from. Bam, bam, boom. Walters never got a glove on him.
Very quick around the outside is Harvey Martin. It'll be third down. Double coverage will be on Carmichael on the left side. Chased by Dutton. Jaworski throws over the head of Wilbert Montgomery. Guy Brown on the coverage for Dallas. But Jaworski again is wild high.
Harvey Martin got away with the head slap, which is supposed to be outlawed, but number 79 really hit Walters a crack on the side of the helmet. And this is like setting off chimes and you're in the church steeple. He got away with it, though.
Max Runiger with the wind at his back. High kick goes into and out of the end zone, and Dallas will operate from the 20. Scoreboard clock shows 10:35 left first half. Dallas up by 7 points. Cowboys have Jim Cooper operating at offensive right tackle. Matt Summerall and Tom Brookshire in Philadelphia.
The number 1 quarterback, Roger Staubach, and the number 1 in the NFL, is 3 for 7 for 24 yards.
Billy Joe Dupree, the tight end, lined up right next to Cooper on the right side. Butch Johnson comes in motion and comes back in the other direction after almost slipping down. Handoff is Newhouse. Newhouse with some running room bangs outside the 30 to about the 34 for a Dallas first down. LeMaster and John Shira make the tackle.
Good play against the 34 defense. Watch Fitzgerald let Johnson come across, and then Newhouse cuts off the block and sets it up. He sets up another block by Scott. Good running by number 44. He looks healthy again, doesn't he?
And that is something that Dallas has needed and needed throughout that slump that they went through. More contributions from the fullback spot from both Newhouse and Laidlaw. It's Newhouse with Dorsett, and Dorsett slips down, gets back up, got perhaps a yard.
I wonder if that's in the shadow down there. That's the Butch Johnson just slipped, just going in motion, and Dorsett spun out there. Maybe it's a little damp at that end of the field or something.
Rained all day Friday, and that could cause it to be a little bit slippery.
Don't ever count a team out that's had, what, 14 consecutive winning seasons in this league?
Meaning, of course, the Dallas Cowboys. The Eagles made the playoffs last year, as you know. They'll be back in the playoffs again this year. Here's Dorsett looking and waiting for Staubach to bring the ball back to him and then getting maybe 2 yards.
Both teams now seem to have sort of figured out what the other's game plan is of the moment, and they're really playing tough on the line of scrimmage. Now, the best third down conversion team in football are the Dallas Cowboys, 48% of the time so far coming in, so this is what we're going to see. How good are they, and how good is that Eagle defense?
They'll need 6.
Going to get a 4-man rush against Staubach.
Staubach operating in the deep spot. Low snap that he scoops. He throws to Pearson, and he's got the first down. Week after week and year after year, in the clutch situation, he seems to be able to get open.
Well, the thing is, it's a big game, but watch how loosely and firmly Roger throws this on third down. Now watch the throw. He gets a little heat, too. Right on the money. Herman Edwards makes the tackle, but the ball was thrown. It was zipped, but it wasn't overthrown.
Dallas first down at their own 48. Clock running with 8 minutes now left in the second quarter. Dallas up 10-3. Johnson in motion. Dorsett the ball carrier. Dorsett breaking into the secondary down to the 40 and about the 38-yard line before John Bunting made the tackle. It'll be another Dallas first.
Quick feet, quick legs, quick body. Dorsett does move. This time Charlie Johnson, the nose guard, gets a little piece of him with one arm, but he and LeMaster 55 can't handle it. Watch Johnson reach out, gets a big handout. They split the linebackers. That's just straight ahead. Not very fancy. This time the Cowboys look physical.
Good block by Fitzgerald. That's Newhouse. Newhouse almost breaks it. Gets good yardage.
Notice how he sucked it right up in there, waited for the defense to react to where they thought he was going, then he broke right off behind it. Dallas defense has played superbly so far. This is the big quarter for the Eagles scoring, and that last series was a pretty good defensive series for Dallas.
Newhouse going over to get reshoed.
Went out of a horseshoe.
It'll be 2nd and 5. He got 5. Scott Laidlaw has replaced him now. Number 35. He scored the Dallas touchdown. Tony Hill in motion. Ballback throws. This is Dorsett. And Dorsett inside the 20. Fumble. And the Eagles have it. I believe it was Herman Edwards who made the recovery.
That's the 19th fumble that the Dallas Cowboys have had, and Tony Dorsett is down. And it was a great play. It's a screen back. Watch this. Dupre is to the top of the screen. He goes ahead by himself and clears things out. Roger Playax. Here's the block on Humphrey by Cooper. Outside, Scott gets a good block as the play starts. And here's where the ball went up for grabs. Robinson, Jerry Robinson made Dorsett fumble again like he did that Monday night.
And Herman Edwards made the recovery. Dorsett is still down.
His ratio, if they mean anything in a game that's really so human as football, is 1 out of every 31 times he handles the ball, he coughs it up.
Dorsett looks like he just, if you can minimize it, got the wind knocked out of him. Don't forget the Mixed Team Golf Classic coming up next. 48 teams composed of 1 member of the PGA Tour and 1 member of the LPGA. Lon Hinkle, the winner of the World Series of Golf, and Pat Bradley are the defending champions. That's next, right here on CBS.
Is that an alternate shot? If you were playing with Lonnie Hinkle, you'd be hitting a wedge all the time. You're his partner,
Yeah.
right?
He can move it.
Big turnover. Big turnover, though, for Philadelphia to get that ball back.
Dallas flexes their defense as they usually do on first down. Harris goes in motion wide to the right. Montgomery cuts upfield for 2 or 3 before Larry Cole, number 63, is the first tackler there.
See if Dorsett is up on the sidelines. I forgot to mention that he might fumble 1 out of every 31 times he carries the ball. In between, he is fantastic. He's a great young football player and turned out to be a heck of a good team player at the same time.
He is over 1,000 yards, of course. Accomplished that last week to tie the record that was held by John Brockington. 1,000 yards in his first 3 years in the NFL. Second down, D.D. Lewis swings back in to help out. And Montgomery bangs into the secondary, stopped by D.D. Lewis.
D.D. Lewis got a good tackle, but Wilbert had a full head of steam up, straight ahead. He's only 5'10 and a half, about 198 pounds. Look at this, over 1,300 yards rushing. Good cut block by Wade Key on Randy White. Montgomery's a solid character from Abilene Christian.
He can accelerate. He, of course, is already over 1,000 yards for the second straight year. Operating in the backfield again with Leroy Harris, number 20. Line of scrimmage to 35. And again, it is Montgomery. And again, it's good yardage straight ahead, about 8.
Number 72, Wade Key, straightened Randy White up. And the great defensive tackle is having trouble with that foot. And watch the play now to the right of your screen. Watch 54. Wade Key gets him up, starts working on him. You seldom did that when Randy White was healthy. Right now, the Eagles are going right back to work in that hole.
That seems to be what their design was in the beginning. 2nd and 4. 4:25 left first half. Dallas up by 7. This is Harris and good yardage, and he butts Randy Hughes. Neither one of them go down, and then finally D.D. Lewis comes over to help out. Randy Hughes made the first contact, and that hurt.
Well, Harris came in from Miami, had trouble learning the system, finally got himself in shape, and he had an 80-yard run against the Packers. Watch number 20, and he's a load like this. Hughes takes him helmet to helmet. Then he got help and held on.
Word on Dorsett is that he has a bruised shoulder, but he will probably be back.
This is about as physical as we've seen a team on the ground all year.
They're done it straight ahead. First down, Eagles at their own 49-yard line. Jaworski for Carmichael. Got it.
It's what they call a slant takeoff. Watch Carmichael, 6'8", take it inside on Kyle. Now the pump by Jaworski. The ball is a beautiful throw. Only the 4th completion by Jaworski, but one of the best ones he'll ever throw.
34-yard pickup, another Eagle first down. Cliff Harris came over to make the tackle.
Watch the flag by Jaworski to set it up. Again, Aaron Kyle is giving away between 5'10" and 6'8". That's a lot.
Graceful pass pattern run by Harold Carmichael that time, and a good throw from Jaworski. First down, Eagles at the 17, and Montgomery goes down, wrapped up by Brunig, and D.D. Lewis. There's Tony Dorsett.
He also takes punishment extremely well. He's no All-American that just got in to score touchdowns. He's a good football player, just like Wilbert is. He had his fumbling troubles the first 10 games. He had like 12 fumbles, and since then, Vermeil made him go home with the ball and sleep with the football.
You notice the last couple of times Montgomery's carried the ball with both hands. Second down at the 14. Jaworski looking and throwing and has a man open. He has an Eagle touchdown. It is Montgomery.
The 5th touchdown catch by Wilbert Montgomery. Yeah, you're right. This game's being played in Philadelphia, all right.
It is wild at Veterans Stadium. Franklin. Good. Penalty markers down. Tony Franklin is down.
Somebody ran into the kicker with his shoe off.
Looks like it's his left ankle that could be the problem. Here's the touchdown again.
From a pro set, the fake goes straight ahead to Harris. Wilbert just gets by Hegman. And number 58 never had a chance and had very little help deep.
That was Randy Hughes that made the contact with Montgomery just before he went into the end zone. Looks like Franklin is okay. His fellow kicker, Runiger, comes out.
He's a tough little dude, the guy from Aggie Land down in Texas. Told you what he told me earlier, that the thing he missed the most was Mama's meatloaf and gravy.
Got to be tough to go around barefooted on a day like this.
I thought you were going to say to eat Mama's meatloaf.
Like it agreed with him.
Momentum has really swung to Philadelphia after that fumble by Dorsett, the touchdown drive.
Don't forget today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, the CBS Sports Spectacular. World Cup skiing, 9-ball pool championship, and the highlights of the WBC Cruiserweight Championship. seems to be okay.
He's recovered. By the way, Wilbert Montgomery on that last drive had 21 yards rushing and 14 yards in the TD on pass receptions.
That bowl lineup again. Saturday, December the 22nd, Washington against Texas in the Sun Bowl.
El Paso, good team from the Pac-10, right?
Right. The Blue-Gray game on Christmas Day, the Peach Bowl, Clemson Baylor, Monday, December 31st. The Cotton Bowl, Houston, Nebraska, New Year's Day. Ron Springs has replaced Dorsett. Johnson in that reverse motion. And Newhouse, the ball carrier, score tied at 10 with 2.5 minutes left to play first half.
You wonder if the wind in the quarter that you get the wind at your back is worth that 7 points. These two teams are sort of jostling for position. But the turnovers are important, aren't they?
It has been so far worth that 7 points.
Interception by Dallas and a fumble by Dallas.
It'll be 2nd and 6 for Tom Landry's offensive team. They won't get that play underway, however, as both coaches, Dick Vermeil of Philadelphia, Tom Landry of Dallas, will be notified that there are 2 minutes left to play in the first half with the score tied at 10. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia. 2 minutes left to play in the first half.
You wonder if Dallas will try to get down and give a field goal shot, or if they're willing to go in with a 10-all tie and try to get Tony Dorsett taped up and back in the lineup.
Right now, Ron Springs will operate at tailback. Dallas has all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Philadelphia has 2 left.
Starbuck is 5 of 9 for 45 yards.
Second down, they need 6 from their own 24. The ball carrier, and he bangs straight ahead outside the 30 for a first down for Dallas. LeMaster on the tackle, but a good run by Springs.
A straight ahead play when perhaps the Eagles were looking for something else. Let's see what happens here. You see Cosby, the young tight end, gets shoved back in there, but Scott Fitzgerald and Rafferty had done a pretty good job of straight ahead.
LeMaster finally on the tackle, but a clutch first down by the Cowboys. Clock still running with 1:25 left to play in the first half, and the score all tied up at 10 apiece. It'll be Springs again, and Springs for about 5 more. Looks like Dallas is going to be content just to run out the clock.
Great job by Rafferty at right guard, number 64. He held Fitzgerald first on Charlie Johnson, the nose man, then went through the linebacker. Watch the very bottom left of your screen. He goes over, seals off, and then cuts through for a linebacker. And that little extra effort by the guard allowed Springs to find a crack.
Another good job by Fitzgerald. Clock still running, and they might be considering a change in plans now as they continue to move it upfield. They might start to call a timeout or 2. Go back to Newhouse, and Newhouse outside the 45 to the 47. Again, LeMaster has to make the tackle. And now what?
Okay, Fitzgerald against Charlie Johnson. Which side does the nose man take? He plays the pressure, gets cut off, and that time Claude Humphrey couldn't make up the difference. Newhouse really runs well at setting up blocks, doesn't he?
He sure does. Dallas does decide now to call a timeout with 28 seconds left to play in the first half. They still have 2 more.
And the one thing that the 34 defense gives you is a little opening to throw down the middle if you can make those linebackers react.
Tomorrow here on CBS, the regional games, Los Angeles, Atlanta. The Giants will be in St. Louis, Chicago up at Green Bay, and Tampa Bay against San Francisco.
St. Louis played tough all year long. On opening day, Patrick, you were doing tennis. The Cowboys had to beat this team by 1 point, and it was an option pass by Springs that beat the Cardinals that day. The Cardinals played tough, I thought, all year.
Operating now under their new head coach, Larry Wilson. Forget to stick around at halftime for Brent and Herb Cross, who is here in Philadelphia, and Jane Kennedy, of course.
Dr. J, Julius Irving, came up in the booth a minute ago, and
he's back.
Of course, the 70s say, hey, there he is.
We will be talking to him a little bit later on, and you'll be seeing him on Christmas Day.
Against the Bullets, against Elvin Hayes and company, huh?
Right. Ron Springs and Preston Pearson operate behind Roger Staubach, and on the draw play, it is Preston Pearson going absolutely nowhere. As Reggie Wilkes read it well.
Reggie Wilkes, the biology major out of Georgia Tech, a big young linebacker at 6'4". He really wrapped him up. He's one of the linebackers that has arms that look twice as long as yours. You look like you've got him blocked all the time, and he can reach over and grab.
And Dallas will simply let the clock run out, and the Eagles will return to their locker room tied with Dallas 10-10 at the half. Been a hard-hitting, tough first half, and I don't imagine the second half will be any less exciting.
Back live in New York, I'm Brent Musburger. We're going to tune in a little Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson a little bit. But first of all, I don't anticipate a question that some of you have in watching the Dallas Cowboys with the ball. Johnson comes in motion and turns around, and some of you probably think, hey, that's illegal. Not illegal at all. And those of you who have watched USC know that John Robinson uses that formation a lot with Rashani at tight end, bring him down toward the quarterback, turn him around, and try to influence the defense back the other way. Now, one of the things about the Philadelphia Eagles that so interests me is the fact that they have played so well this year without one of their best football players. That would be middle linebacker Bill Bergey, who is out with an injury. Irv Cross is standing by live back in Philadelphia with Bergey and the general manager of the Eagles. And let's go to Irv now. I see him there with Jim Murray, too. Irv?
Thanks very much, Brent. Thanks a lot, Brent. Let me get to Bill Bergey right away. Of course, the Eagles all-pro middle linebacker went down earlier with an injury, and at that point, everybody thought the Eagles' chances for success would be pretty bleak, Bill. But, of course, they're right here now in a championship bid.
Well, I think this is just a direct reflection on Dick Vermeil's character, not just because I left, but he is just one fine coach, and he's got a way of keeping things patched up and together. And we've had other injuries throughout the year, and there's 3 or 4 of us out for the season, but he's just kept things together, and just a fantastic ball game this afternoon.
Well, what's your reaction to the first half of play, Bill?
Well, standing down here on the sidelines, there's a lot of hard hitting, and you know, back in the old days when the other team would score first, it would kind of be a real bad letdown, but it's got to the point now where we can handle all kinds of adversity, and I was glad to see the gang come back and tie up the score 10-10 at the half, and I was really happy not to see Dallas score 3 or 7 right at the end of the game. It should be a great second half.
Thanks a lot, Bill. Of course, Jim Murray's the general manager of the club. He's sitting here smiling like a Cheshire cat. Why? I know there's a lot of excitement down here, Jim. Tell us about it.
Well, Irv, this is Philadelphia's finest hour. This is our greatest day. It's a great moment in sports. We asked everyone to wear green. Leonard Toews went to Notre Dame, and he's been the most patient man in Philadelphia, along with these fans, and they are the greatest fans in the world, Irv. You know that. You played here. We're making every Eagle proud. Everybody's wearing green today. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's New Year's Eve, and God is good. It's just the most beautiful thing that could happen, and we're happy that you're here, that you're an Eagle, and I think that the fans are seeing the kind of football game they thought they'd see.
Okay. Thanks a lot, Jim. Brett?
All right, Irv. Smiling like a Cheshire cat because that cash register is ringing oh so merrily back there in Philadelphia. Jimmy the Greek, you see anything in the first half that surprised you, and how would you look ahead now to the second half?
No, you saw 2 well-coached, disciplined teams playing a great ball game, similar to what we said it would be, that it would be tough right down the line. Staubach somehow, some way will win it, though.
Jane?
I think that each of them are still trying to feel each other out. They haven't really found out what exactly works against the defense on the other side.
You know, I think that the Philadelphia coaching staff made the big change in that game. They were insisting upon pass after pass after pass, and there was absolutely no rhythm. When the coaching staff finally said, mix in the run, that, of course, led to the good drive, and then Jaworski unleashed his best pass of the first half, that one to Harold Carmichael. And the NFL Today will continue on CBS with Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson, as I promised, after these messages from your local stations.
Monday.
Many a youngster in Dallas and around the country would love nothing better than to grow up and be a member of the Cowboys. Mothers who are listening, take note, because Waylon Jennings and Willie Nelson have some other advice.
All right, Jane and Jimmy, I got to say something about one of our directors, John McDonough. That was his idea, and he pulled it off, and I think they did a splendid job. Now some highlights from the first half of this game, matching Dallas against Philadelphia. And, of course, it was a big turnover that allowed the Cowboys to get in and score the game's first touchdown. But the tip-off might have been the fact they had to work so hard afterwards. Now the wind was blowing. Jaworski was back to throw. He wanted Campfield, and it's tipped, and Randy Hughes with the interception. But it took a couple of penalties to help because the Eagles said, hey, wait a minute, we're not going to give it away that easy. Then a couple plays later, it was Scott Laidlaw who went in for the touchdown, and it was 7-0 after the extra point. Now this next play set up the field goal. Good screen pass. Montgomery, with good hands, doesn't give up the football, came right down the sideline. Cowboys held, and then it was Tony Franklin, so it was 7-3. Now here's the other turnaround, and of course it's going to be Tony Dorsett. This has been his problem in the NFL, but still in all, it was on the 23. The Eagles then put together a magnificent drive. They started with the run, and on 1st and 10, they went for this play. They had the Cowboys guessing what they might do, and it was a very well-thrown pass. And Big Carmichael now runs that streak to 111. Now, again, it was Montgomery, excellent hands, and then Franklin with the extra point. And so there we are, all tied at 10, and oh, what a dandy second half we're going to have back in Veterans Stadium. And let's send you back to the minute. We're going to call it for you, Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire.
Stadium in Philadelphia is the Dallas Cowboys 10, touchdown by Scott Laidlaw, in Philadelphia 10.
The preceding announcement was furnished by the National Football League. The NFL
clock killing 2 minutes when they thought they were just going to fool around.
Tony Franklin will kick off. Back deep for Dallas is Ron Springs, and he will handle probably the line drive kickoff, and he does. Takes it right out of the hands of Wade Manning. Springs out to about the 30. Penalty markers down all over the place. John Spagnola made the tackle.
And flags dropped on all sides that time. A very penalty-free first half, wouldn't you say, Patrick? That Tunney's crew let the two teams play, just go out and hit.
And it was a tough first half. I believe that the wind might not be as strong as it was earlier. Here are the halftime statistics.
Again, third figure down there, third column on the right, 84 yards rushing to 55. Let's pick up Tunney and get this call.
Field mic, the microphone on. Jim Tunney is not working, but you saw from the indication that it was clipping against Dallas. It was at Dorsett or Springs. It's Springs at tailback for Dallas.
We'll find out about Tony Dorsett in just a moment.
Newhouse is the other Dallas running back. Butch Johnson swings behind Staubach in motion. And Rogers going to throw. Goes to Springs, who is wide open. It'll be another Dallas first down, and Springs is outside the 30 to the 33.
Wow. Will that get your attention when you come out in the first play after a clipping penalty? You throw a pass. Looks like Rogers going to air it out. Man in motion is gone. Here's the remaining back, Springs, to the tight inside. Checks out like he's going to pick up somebody. Comes right across the middle, and the linebackers had dropped off. That's Wilkes chasing, and LeMaster making the tackle. And now he gets some help from Shara.
16-yard pickup. Pass completion from Staubach to Ron Springs, the rookie from Ohio State. This will be Newhouse. Burrowing underneath for maybe two, but no more than that. Claude Humphrey led the tacklers.
We had heard the Dallas attack was going to be simple. That was simply the old trap block where the offensive center goes over the nose man and they pull the left guard right through the hole. But not much.
Only a couple make it 2nd and 8 out at the 34. Opening minutes of half number 2 with the score tied at 10-10. So many possibilities about the playoff situation. It's difficult to have time to get into it, but we'll try later on. There's Staubach, and it's Tony Hill. Hill around to the outside, out of bounds near midfield. Herman Edwards chased him out, but Big picks up enough for a first for Dallas.
And that time Dallas caught Tony Hill alone on Herman Edwards. Remember, Hill had over 200 yards in catches and a big touchdown catch against Philadelphia in that first game. Edwards just wants to control this man. Don't make a big mistake.
13-yard pickup. That's his second reception of the day as he nears 1,000 yards in yardage gain for the year. He and Drew Pearson both should go over that mark. Drew's already there. A lot of time. And Staubach knocks down. The ball is fumbled, and he got it back.
Whoa! A big pass rush by Claude Humphrey and Charlie Johnson. And Roger Staubach got the ball back. Let's see where the pressure comes from. 65 is working against Fitzgerald. That's Scott, 68, looking for some place to help. Charlie Johnson just keeps going and digging to get past Fitzgerald and cause the fumble. And look at this. Roger Staubach is cool.
Johnson comes out. Ken Clark has taken his place. Mike Ditka with Landry, a loss of 8 yards on that play. They'll make it 2nd and 18. Springs looking and finding a little bit of running room. A good strong run by Ron Springs out of bounds over in front of the Dallas bench, stopped by Jerry Robinson.
A lot of people have said that Springs wants Newhouse's job as fullback. I'll tell you, he fills in for Tony Dorsett in good shape at the tailback spot. Scott out in front. Rafferty already out working on bunting. Jerry Robinson makes contact. Springs is strong on the run.
Tony Dorsett, word comes to us now, has a shoulder separation and will not be back. So it will be Ron Springs with a challenge. 3rd and 11 with 12:03 left, third quarter. Dupree lined up as a flanker on the left side. In the slot, Staubach goes into the shotgun formation. The Eagles rush 4. The pass intended for Hill, deflected by Jerry Robinson again, who got a hand on it.
And look where he did the deflection. It was 35 yards from the line of scrimmage, out of the shotgun. A 4-man rush, good pass protection. Look at this. How about when you get an inside linebacker that's 35 yards down the field? Looked like Shara made contact, too.
Danny White will have a chance now to make contact as the Dallas punter is on field. Wally Henry back deep for the Eagles.
Somebody gets shot? What was that?
I don't know. It scared me.
We all jumped.
White hits it and hits it well. Wally Henry lets it bounce, and Dallas will down it. Wade Manning is number 22. And the Eagles will operate from their own 8-yard line or thereabouts. 10-10 the score in the third quarter, and one heck of a contest.
Cowboys had a win, too.
Dr. J makes a house call on Washington. It's the 76ers and Bullets. You'll say, you saw it on CBS Sports.
Eagles out of the huddle and ready to operate. Gilbert Montgomery and Leroy Harris are the two backs. The ball's at the 7, and it's Montgomery. And he gets outside the 10 to about the 12 before Bob Brunig can take him down with help from Randy White.
The Eagles have to rush the football this quarter until the wind becomes their factor. And Wilbert Montgomery might have been the best 6th-round draft choice of all time.
Oh, man.
He was obtained because the Eagles sent Bird Lavender, a very fine cornerback, to Washington. They got Wilbert Montgomery, and Claude Humphrey was the other draft choice that they used out of that trade. Not a bad one.
That's how champions are built. Second and 5, and Montgomery will get the carry again. Bowles straight ahead, outside the 15 to about the 18 and near a first down. Randy White again made the tackle, but Montgomery got good yardage.
The thing that Vermeil and company have worked with Ron Jaworski on is patience. When you can't throw the ball or somebody's giving you too much defense against the pass, go to your other people. Let's use what we have. We're now an all-around team. The Eagles must rush the football this period.
Montgomery has picked up 9 yards in 2 carries, so it's 3rd and 1 as the Eagles used 2 tight ends, Spagnola and Crepford. Larry Barnes is back in the backfield with Montgomery. And Montgomery bangs straight ahead, is near a first down. He may have it, but it's going to be close.
Well, I've seen some contact all year long. There's been heavy hitting, but this is tough. Watch this defensive stand by the Dallas short yardage defense. That's Big Dutton. Here comes D.D. Lewis plugging. Aaron Kyle in on the tackle. There have to be 8 white and blue jerseys in on that tackle.
It is close enough to measure. They don't have it.
Superior defense. And now young Runiger, who is an 8th round draft choice from South Carolina, will have to kick against that wind.
Dallas puts 2 men back deep. There's Runiger, Wade Manning, and Steve Milson.
First punt he had this year was blocked, and since that time he really has been kicking the ball well.
See if Dallas tries to block it or tries to set up a return. The Eagles take a long time, and Runiger takes a look. A good kick. Good high kick. Wade Manning signals for fair catch and makes it. Dallas will have the ball in good shape, just shy of midfield when Roger Staubach and his offensive unit come back in. Score is still even. Dick Vermeil.
Some guy.
Is there a harder working coach anywhere?
First time Leonard Toes called him about the job, he hung up on Leonard because he didn't have time to talk to him.
I bet he's glad he called back. Springs for about 8. Taken down by LeMaster.
Speaking of Vermeil, he had 3:30 offensive meetings this week. Not putting in new offense, just trying to pick up one thing they might be able to use, one item that would work against Dallas. That's not easy.
Line of scrimmage is the Eagle 45. 2nd and 2 for Dallas. Newhouse is back there with Ron Springs, and Staubach calls him. That's Newhouse. That is Newhouse. John Schauer, the safety man, had to make the tackle. Newhouse running better than he has in a long time the last 2 weeks.
Since the opening game against St. Louis, watch him go up, hesitate, make Charlie Johnson decide to spin and spin out of the hole, and then the fullback got some room to run. You play pressure. Sometimes even the pressure can be a deceptive thing. Watch this. He says he's getting doubled. I got to spin and get away and open up the hole.
Spun himself right out of the way. There's a good offensive charge by Fitzgerald again. Johnson in motion. Springs the ball carrier. With room and running. LeMaster again had to make the tackle. Ron Springs is indeed everything that they said he was. A fine rookie running back.
The Eagles had trouble that time sort of stopping the play at its inception. Look at Vermeil yelling now. He believes that emotion is not only part of the game, perhaps 99% of it. Everybody's good in pro ball. He just wants you to see you put out at least at your high level every Sunday or Saturday.
He's going to make sure he does his part. 5-yard gain by Springs, so it's 2nd and 5. Fake draw to Newhouse. Screen pass to Newhouse. Randy Logan made an outstanding defensive play.
Everybody else in that secondary is a free agent, but Logan was drafted out of Michigan, which means basics, right? Schembechler football. The safety man didn't take any fakes. It's dumped pretty well. Not a bad setup. John Bunning was also in there, the linebacker, but 41 had the man he was responsible for head-to-head.
1-yard gain, so make it 3rd and 4. Staubach looking over to the sideline. Philadelphia will win the Eastern Division crown if they beat Dallas today, or if the Eagles lose today and then beat Houston next week, while Washington loses to Cincinnati tomorrow and beats Dallas next week. That's just one possibility.
Billy Joe Dupree hasn't been very active against the Eagles this year.
Maybe it's time to look for him. They've got a double team on him. Tony Hill has it for Dallas first down. The low catch right in front of Herman Edwards.
Some catch.
Maybe I was a little premature. Maybe it's not a first down.
But Tony Hill came back to say safe, and Herm Edwards made the outside. The weak side, and for some reason the linebacker didn't get in there and cut off that quick slant. Dupre had 3 people near him, and that looked like a legal catch.
Tony Hill got the first down. Dallas will win the Eastern Division if the Cowboys win both of their remaining games. The Washington possibilities are Dallas beats Philadelphia today and the Redskins win both of their remaining games, or Philadelphia loses both of its remaining games and the Redskins beat Dallas next week.
Sound like Professor Corey.
That's the way it reads. From the 25. It springs to about the 20. Claude Humphrey stopped him.
Rushing the football against that 34 looks like sometimes it's in 2 stages. The line makes contact and the blocking takes place, and it looks like the back gets there late, but that's the best way it can operate. The blocks have already been cinched up by that time. Can you read anything from Landry's countenance?
Never could. Newhouse bowls around and flails away for a few yards.
That spin got the stubby one, but the very effective one out of harm's way. Claude Humphrey closed down so quickly in the end spot. The only way 44 got out alive was to go under his armpit and out the other side.
It'll be 3rd and 2 at the 17. Clock still running with 5 minutes, 15 seconds left, 3rd quarter. Dallas operating with the wind at the moment.
Roger said he saw Claude Humphrey on every pass play on that Monday night game.
3rd down, about 3. Confusion, and Staubach has to take a timeout, and he will go over and visit with Landry. Get a closer look at that countenance. Half 10, the tie score. Don't forget tomorrow here on CBS. 4 more great games as the NFL season winds to a close. 3rd and 3. Doug Crosby, Jay Saldi, and Billy Joe Dupree all in the lineup.
And the Eagles are still in a 34 defense, 3 down linemen.
That is Saldi in motion. That's Newhouse. He got it, and more. Newhouse down the sideline. Touchdown, Dallas.
Claude Humphrey got a hand on him, but young Cosby stayed with his block. Watch the top right-hand part of your screen. You'll see 84 trying to work on Claude Humphrey, who gets to the outside but can't make control. Shara gets rolled down by Rafferty. Newhouse has picked up the slack.
On short yardage. He got to the outside. Look at the blocking in front of him. Springs and Saldi and both guards.
Newhouse now 68 yards on 12 carries and a touchdown. A very important one.
Septien with Danny White holding. Somebody jumped. Flags all over the place.
You can't even see his face. He's just going to take it. Just another touchdown, huh? Another day at the office.
Suddenly got very quiet.
It's only Newhouse's 2nd touchdown of the year. Rushing the football.
The important extra point now has become 5 yards further back than it was for Septien. And he still hits it. The touchdown play again by Newhouse from 17 yards out.
The team with the win got 7 points in their quarter. He made it.
Wally Henry standing back alongside Jim Tunney. Steve Wilson will hold the ball for Septien. because of the wind. Dallas, very impressive touchdown drive. Henry will handle at the 4. Looking for someplace to go and finding a little room, and is cut down at the 20 by Guy Brown.
Great coverage on the kickoffs. Mike Ditka's the special team coach. Here's Guy Brown, second man in. They've got to maintain those lanes. Aaron Kyle slips in now to make sure if anybody breaks through, he can cover it. Guy Brown makes a solid tackle.
Don't forget the CBS Sports Spectacular today at 4:30 Eastern Time. World Cup Skiing 9-ball pool championship. And highlights of the WBC Cruiserweight Championship. That's just a weight class. Today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. From the 20, Ron Jaworski is the Eagle quarterback. Charlie Smith was in motion, and this is Montgomery. Randy Hughes fought off a couple of blockers and finally made the tackle.
And Sizemore stayed with him, the big offensive tackle, but Hughes hit it, spun, turned back inside, and made a good play for safety. The Eagles now must not try to get on the board in a hurry. They have been able to move the football pretty well in this period when they couldn't throw it, and maybe that's the way they should finish out this last 4 minutes of quarter number 3.
It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Eagles. After that run by Wilbert Montgomery. Jaworski has Carmichael and Smith split wide to the left. Tight end Keith Krepfle is on the right side. He gives to Montgomery. Montgomery is tripped up in the backfield by D.D. Lewis.
There's Marion Campbell, my old teammate, talking to that defense. That's Clausen there, the other coach on his right. No, he is yelling at him. That looks like...
That looks serious.
Yeah, glad we didn't have a microphone sticking around there. Marion is telling him like it is. The rock in the hard place. Get out there and let's go. He's a great coach. Minnesota, Los Angeles, Atlanta defenses were built by the Swamp Fox, Mr. Campbell.
Campfield's in the backfield with Wilbert Montgomery. And he'll probably be coming out of there, and does. Both of them do. Thrown for Campfield, who's got it. Covered by Hegman, but a good throw by Jaworski that time.
Ron Jaworski took a lot off and just lobbed it over. And this is the area where, of course, Thomas Henderson would be so valuable, and always was, the great speed to be able to take a receiver coming out of the backfield and going man-to-man. Hegman a little bit slower, and this time Campfield wins it.
And the Eagles get a first down with 3 minutes and 18 seconds left in the third quarter. The Cowboys lead the Eagles 17-10. Montgomery and Leroy Harris, the two deep backs. Jaworski looking for Krepfle, the tight end, and has him out of bounds. Another good throw. Randy Hughes chased him out of bounds.
I wonder if this was an audible. That time Hughes lined up 12 yards deep covering the tight end, who was the last receiver left to that side. An easy out. And actually, Krepfle could have gone down another 5 yards and still not made contact.
Tony Franklin, the barefooted kicker on the sideline, who was knocked down a little bit earlier, but seems to have shaken off the effects of that. In the event you might have joined us late, Tony Dorsett has suffered a separated shoulder and will not return. Don't know how long he's going to be out. Here's Montgomery. He could have a first down just about. Hegman on the tackle.
What a tough run. A misdirection play where you come back against the grain. It makes a tough block for that left guard that has to pull into the hole, which of course is Wade Key, the old Mustang himself. Watch this action. And the Cowboys are waiting for it. Brunig and Cole. There's Dutton. Montgomery doesn't back off. He is covering that ball up very carefully, isn't he?
And he got his first down. That's a long meeting.
And nobody's talking but Marion Campbell. It boils down to the fourth quarter, and defense is really instinctive reaction and aggressive behavior. That's about it.
I got a feeling from the look on Marion Campbell's face that he wishes them to be a little bit more aggressive. In the eye is Montgomery deep. Leroy Harris, the blocker, he drops it, fumble, and wisely just falls on it instead of trying to pick it up.
Gilbert Montgomery had 196 yards rushing against Cleveland and fumbled late in the game and just was down in the dumps. And Vermeil never stopped giving him that hog bladder. This young man has come back to have the all-time year for an Eagle running back, and he wears well.
Very quiet, never says much.
Remember, he didn't tell his mom he was playing football down in Mississippi till he made All-State. He had to finally tell her.
It'll be second down now for the Eagles in this what looks to be a passing situation. Carmichael and Smith split wide to the left, and Campfield again circles out of the backfield. Looking for Smith or Carmichael. Both of them together over there, number 85 and number 17.
Harrell went up there and stayed as long as Julius Irving would allow, and the ball still didn't come down. This is a little bit of a riser. He's in the slot position, breaks to the corner. You can see that Charlie Smith probably didn't clear out as well as he could have, but good coverage by Kylan Barnes.
Another encouraging thing to see is the fact that Aaron Mitchell was back in the defensive lineup for Dallas. Thought he might have been seriously hurt when he twisted his ankle.
Jaworski is 7 of 22, Patrick.
Straight back this time. Deep for Smith. Over his head. Aaron Kyle on the coverage, and we'll see Runniger again. Jaworski comes out. 1:44 seconds left to play in the third quarter with Dallas leading 17-10.
This young man from South Carolina has handled pressure extremely well. So has this rookie from Howard University, huh?
Steve Wilson. Kick. That's going to hang up there nicely. Wade Manning will handle it. No fair catch, and Manning back to about the 45, a former all-Big Ten outfielder.
Imagine they wouldn't let him play football there. Fred Bruni's an old Ohio Stater that's coaching for Philadelphia. He said, can you imagine they wouldn't let him try out for the team at Ohio State?
Running down that lineup of our bowl games again, the Sun Bowl, the first one, Saturday, December the 22nd.
I'm going to get the bull this time down there in El Paso.
We're going to have to go early. Blue-gray game, Christmas Day. The Peach Bowl has Clemson against the Baylor Bears. Cotton Bowl, Houston, Nebraska on New Year's Day. And the East-West Shrine game, January 5th. Don't forget the Senior Bowl either, January the 12th. Here is Staubach faking the draw play to Newhouse and looking deep. Tony Hill cannot make the catch. Eagle coverage by Bobby Howard and John Shira is good.
I really like the way Tony's crew has handled this game, though. They're allowing the defensive backs that are in good position to make interceptions go ahead and go for the ball. On both sides, receivers have thought they were being interfered with. And look at Bobby Howard kidding Tony Hill about that. Let him play a little bit. They're not yelling for Roger.
No.
Nor just to keep warm, I guess. It's an exciting game, isn't it?
It was about 40 degrees at game time. Feels a little bit cooler than that now. Second down. Throw back to Springs. And Ron Springs stays on his feet as near another first down. Herman Edwards made the tackle, but Springs behind good blocking on the left side. Is near a first down. Dallas player is hurt. Sorry.
Key block was on LeMaster. Watch number 55, the right part of your screen, as Scott, a great pulling guard, just cut him down. Man from Virginia Union really won that one. Pretty good tackle on Springs.
The injured Cowboy is Newhouse, who scored the touchdown on a 17-yard run that put Dallas ahead.
He's had the lower leg problems a lot of this year, of course.
And that is what it appears this is.
Quite a player, number 44. A Cougar right out of the University of Houston.
Sunday night on CBS. Tomorrow night, 60 Minutes, Archie Bunker's Place, one day at a time. Alice, the Jeffersons, and Trapper John, MD.
Okay, Robert, start walking on it. All right.
Left.
And he's saying, I can do it myself.
It's like left foot. Dorsett has already departed with a separated shoulder, so Ron Springs is the tailback. He will operate now with Scott Laidlaw. Tomorrow, those regional games, the Rams, Atlanta, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Bears up at Green Bay, Tampa Bay against San Francisco.
Very few players are sitting on either bench. A lot of guys are crowding the lines now.
Third quarter with 55 seconds left to play in the third quarter. Dallas up by 7. Here is Springs again on first down. This time he got about 3. Carl Hairston is the Eagle tackler.
Laidlaw, he's been nicked sometimes this year too. He has had a couple of outstanding games when he got 100 yards. Smart, cagey, sort of the Walt Garrison mold, out of that mold.
Laidlaw's had a bad neck.
Springs and Laidlaw. Springs.
Here comes Butch Johnson in motion and doing that reverse pivot. Fake is to Springs. The throw is by Staubach. Intended for Tony Hill again, but again excellent coverage by Edwards and Shira.
Oh, John Shira had another interception. This fellow is so compulsed to be a good football player. He's a great one, I think, but he's going to feel so badly. Watch Hill. He's running a deep post. Herman Edwards did not get turned around wrong, and they're in good shape. The free safety man had a chance for an INT. That's 2.
It'll be third down now. Clock stopped with 5 seconds left. Third quarter. It'll be 3rd and 6 at the 41. Low snap picked up by Roger. The throw is to Pearson, and he has it again. First down.
Pearson back in the lineup on 3rd down. Where did he come from?
That's the end of the third quarter with the score Dallas 17, Philadelphia 10. We now pause for a word from your local station.
Third.
Robert Newhouse looks to be in extreme pain. Left leg or left ankle, I'm not sure which.
I think it was a small bone in the lower leg. Wasn't it the fibula that was stress fractured for some time?
Yes. 1st and 10 for the Cowboys. They've lost both their starting running backs, Newhouse and Dorsett. The handoff is to Ron Springs. And Springs is taken down from behind by Jerry Robinson.
Is that speed? Carl Peterson, he's the director of player personnel, the administrative head for Dick Vermeil, said they knew this young man all the way from high school in Santa Rosa to UCLA, so when they got their #1 choice, they said, why don't we take a linebacker we know has speed and is going to be a tremendous player in this league. He's made about 3 or 4 key tackles down this stretch run that have really helped him.
That's the leg of Robert Newhouse. He had a special brace on it anyway. Protection. Pearson is the deep back now. Preston with Scott Laidlaw. And the pitch is back to Pearson. Back to perhaps the line of scrimmage. That's it. Carl Hairston.
And a great play by number 51, Reggie Wilkes. Wilkes turns the play in early, and Harrison gets away from Donovan and makes the tackle. Looks like that Eagle defense that Marion Campbell yelled at is getting the message. Very aggressive here.
It'll be 3rd and 8. That's how successful Dallas has been on 3rd down conversions. They've got 3 tight ends now, along with Pearson in their lineup. Staubach looking and searching. Staubach scrambles down the sideline, out of bounds, and scrambles to first down.
Roger has done this before and in Philadelphia. He's a great runner. Again, he's cool. Now watch Dennis Bigfoot Harrison, number 68, the second-year man from Vanderbilt. Here's Humphrey taken by Cooper, and now the chase, and a 288-pounder almost catches Roger, but not quite. There have been people chasing him for years.
Out of bounds on the 17. The word on Newhouse is encouraging. It is a bad bruise, and it is possible he could return to action.
That is good news.
Woods Johnson circles in motion, and this is Laidlaw. Scott Laidlaw still on his feet inside the 10. Fumble. Cowboys have it.
Boy, Butch Johnson made the quick signal. The Cowboys have it. This stadium just shook a little bit at the foundation. There's some player, Donovan at left tackle. Here's what happened when the ball gets on the ground. Donovan gets it. Also gets wrapped. Boy, the guy recovers a fumble, really takes a beating. That may have what had been happening to Dorsett earlier in the game, huh? Reaching for that fumble.
That's hard, artificial turf. Second, and looks like about a foot. At the 8. Nothing doing. Nothing whatsoever. Randy Logan led the defensive charge.
Defense now with the back to the goal line. Again, they're thinking, why didn't we make those interceptions we had a chance to? But you can't worry about that on defense. It's always the next play. Forget what's happened in the first, second, and third periods now.
Loss of about a yard as John Bunting and Randy Logan converged on Ron Springs to knock him backwards.
Man of the moment might be number 1, Mr. Septien, huh?
Certainly in range. 3rd and 1. All 3 tight ends in the game for Dallas. Saldi lined up on the left side as the flanker. Handoff is to Springs, and he has. A first down, Dallas inside the 5 to about the 2.
For you people that don't know anything about Springs, Ron Springs, his junior year, he led the Big Ten in rushing. His senior year, he had injuries, a little bit of senioritis, and everybody thought, oh, he's an average back. Not really. The Dallas organization thinks he is a superior back. I think they're right.
I think so.
Straight line.
First and goal, Dallas at the 3. They lead 17-10. Larry Brinson and Ron Springs are now the running backs. Handoff Brinson. He is hit right at the line of scrimmage. Got perhaps a foot, then is knocked backwards.
Well, every other play is a total wipeout. Each offense has felt that all day. One play goes well, you come back with something that should work, and the defense is there to nail you. Look at this contact. And Brinson is a load. He's one of the fastest backs probably in the National Football League.
At 220. Frank LeMaster made the tackle, no gain, 2nd and goal at the 2. Springs and Laidlaw now the 2 runners. Saldi in motion. Staubach looking. Throws in the end zone. Almost picked off. Intended for Laidlaw. Shira almost had it. Penalty markers are down.
Well, the penalty's going to be for something on the line of scrimmage, but it looked to me like Laidlaw interfered with Shira. He tried to take his helmet off in the end zone, but it's going to be offensive holding. Let's take a look at it. Again, the old cool master, the former Mitty Maxwell Award winner, Heisman Award winner, Burt Bell Award winner. Watch this. Now watch Shara try to get the interception that's been eluding him all day. And Laidlaw undressed him.
The Eagles accept the penalty. So it'll still be 2nd down for the Cowboys, back at the 12 now. But it'll still be 2nd and goal.
B.J. Dupre, 89, hasn't caught a ball against the Eagles in a long time.
He is lined up as the tight end on the left side. Doug Cosby is on the right. And suddenly the pressure goes back to Septien again. Staubach with lots of time fires intended for Dupre. He cannot hold on. Herman Edwards knocked him down.
He still hasn't caught a ball. Dupre, watch him delay a little bit now. He'll work on Wilkes. Now he'll slip out in the flat. Roger really doesn't want Dupree. Everybody else is covered. Good play by Herman Edwards.
It'll be third down and goal. 10 minutes and 24 seconds left to play. Dallas up by a touchdown.
It's a lot of shuffling and jiving. A lot of players going in and out on both sides now.
The Eagles are already in the playoffs. Dallas would clinch at least a wild card spot with a victory today. Penalty marker down. Butch Johnson is the intended receiver. I don't believe that was a play.
There are two of them back here in the Dallas end of the field, one back in the secondary on the 2-yard line. This may be offsetting.
It is a play. It is fourth down.
And the Eagles declined. Oh, they took the penalty.
They took the penalty.
So that's what John Bunning I saw over arguing with the bench about what to do. Here's Humphrey charging. The throw by Roger Staubach.
It remains third down. I was incorrect. Line of scrimmage back now at the 17. Johnson is out wide to the right. Preston Pearson is one of the running backs, and now is the only running back. Staubach operating firm on the center, not the shotgun this time. Straight back. For Tony Hill. Deflected and caught for a touchdown by Butch Johnson.
Butch Johnson, who replaced Drew Pearson, and tell me that the Cowboys aren't an emotional bunch of players. He just missed the pass before this on the penalty. And yeah, he's the fellow that made the great catch back in the Super Bowl against Denver. Well, watch this one. Spike. Tony Hill spikes it. No, I believe it was LeMaster that hit it first. That's being the man of the moment. Butch Johnson, big catch.
Dallas now up 23-10. There's Butch.
It's only his 5th catch of the entire season. And his first touchdown. Can there be a larger one than that?
With Danny White holding, Raphael Septien. Dallas 24, Philadelphia 10.
Sometimes you roll them and it comes up 7. Why did the Eagles take that penalty and give them a chance for a touchdown?
I was questioning that. I wondered why they would do that, but they did not have a choice. They had to take that penalty.
It was illegal procedure.
Right. Wally Henry. Knocked down at the 35. Wade Manning was the first man to make contact, and then Robert Shaw made the tackle.
Obviously, if the Eagles would have had a choice, they would have let Raphael Septien take a shot at 3 points and hold out for a touchdown and a field goal themselves to tie later.
10:05 left to play. Dallas leading 24-10. Don't forget the Mixed Team Golf Classic coming up next here on CBS.
10 minutes left. A lot of time for a professional football team to operate.
A lot of time. Jaworski is the quarterback. And you do not start throwing on every play yet. Or maybe you do. Diving catch by Scott Fitzke. Number 81.
Here's the young man from Penn State. He barely made this team. And this is his 5th catch of the year. The stadium might be shaking. Our picture's a little bit bumpy, but that is an incredible grab. Great concentration.
Aaron Kyle kept him down. Dick Vermeil. His team in the playoffs for the 2nd consecutive year, but right now trailing 24-10 to Dallas with 9.5 minutes left to play. Jaworski again. Throws outside to Montgomery with blockers in front. Montgomery. Hit by Randy White. A run down by Randy White, and another Cowboy is injured. It's Randy Hughes again.
What a play by Randy White. Wilbert Montgomery was gone. Watch the blitz by Dallas. It's picked up, the perfect call, the quick swing pass, and watch number 54. Folks, this is a football play. Wilbert's gone to the races. Uh-oh.
Jaworski down the middle, incomplete, almost intercepted by Dennis Thurman, who has replaced Randy Hughes.
Randy left under his own power, and Coach Landry went over and checked on him, then went back to the game at hand. There he is. It looked, he just must have gotten wrapped something fierce. Some play by the Eagles and a great defensive play by Randy Hughes' teammate, Randy White.
He's in pain. Here's that defensive play again.
Number 54 standing up on a bad foot. How he makes this move all the way across. Incredible. Larry Cole turns it back in. He's a defensive tackle running too. Look at this play. Remember that one, folks, later on.
Second down for the Eagles and Jaworski. We're checking on Randy Hughes right now. Should know in a second. The throw from Jaworski, broken up by Aaron Kyle, intended for Scott Fitzke. Boos, but that was a good defensive play.
A great defensive play by the #1 draft from Wyoming. And when you've got a great defensive team, people say, what are the weaknesses? They always say the cornerbacks of Dallas, but the reason is that they need the pass rush. In any secondary you're in, you got to have the big rush. And that's a great play.
Jaworski now faces a third down situation. 9 of 27 for 155 yards and the interception by Randy Hughes.
And a touchdown.
Third down. Jaworski to Montgomery. And he might go. Montgomery to the 5. Dennis Thurman finally made the tackle. Montgomery wide open.
It was a weak side swing back. Krepley is to the right. He gets away from the linebacker. This is the pass rushing defense, and nobody is there at all. And Wilbert is under a full head of steam. Cliff Harris makes the shot, and now Thurman finally finishes off Wilbert.
That was Krepley with the good block on Cliff Harris.
Here's what happened. Hegman got caught up near the line of scrimmage, and this time the offense outthought the defense. Good play by Kyle again.
Larry Barnes and Wilbert Montgomery, the running backs, and this is Montgomery, who drags Dennis Thurman down to about the 2. There's Randy Hughes.
He must have some kind of they think must be a fracture. They're putting that right arm into a plastic bag and zipping her up.
That must be what it is.
7 minutes, 25 seconds left. A lot of time.
Second down at the 2. Montgomery comes out. Larry Barnes and Leroy Harris, the 2 big backs, operate now on second and goal for the Eagles at the 2. No place to go for Thurman.
Leroy Harris.
And he really got hit.
The fullback is down, but he's getting back up. Watch the fullback bounce outside. Everybody gets clogged up. Barnes, the other fullback, was in there to goal line situation. That's Brudig, I believe, coming over from the middle.
Harris comes out. Good play by Dennis Thurman and by Benny Barnes. No gain. Third down. Harris is out. It is Barnes and Montgomery. Jaworski looking wide, being chased, throwing to Montgomery, had it and dropped it, but a penalty marker is down.
And it'll be a first and goal with 4 more shots from the 1-yard line. D.D. Lewis just reached over a little bit.
Here's Jim Tunney. That'll be a first down, Philadelphia.
Montgomery across the middle. by Dutton and Huther. A close call. It'll be first and goal, Eagles.
At the 1, here is the same play again.
And Wilbert had lined up in the slot position outside.
They're taking Randy Hughes in for x-rays. First and goal, Eagles. Handoff Montgomery, and he is knocked backwards by Huther. What a hit.
And remember, there goes Randy Hughes. Remember last week, Randy doesn't want to leave the field. He wants to see it. Remember, the Giants had 3 runs a week ago and then tried to pass on the 4th down and did not make it. Some tackle. Bruce Huther.
Larry Cole hits him first, number 63. And then Huther puts on the shellac.
And White was there too, and Brunig was showing up.
Second and goal from the 2. 6 minutes, 20 seconds left to play. Montgomery over the top. And let's see, they have not signaled yet. No touchdown signaled yet. No, not yet.
Wilbert Montgomery takes off at the foul line. That's Dutton's closing in. Wilbert gets up and over. You're going to be able to make this call yourself. That ball is right above the line, but I believe it was an accurate call. I don't think he broke that invisible line yet.
It's about as close as you can get to scoring without. And now it's third down. Montgomery is the deep back along with Larry Barnes in front of him. Jaworski gives to Montgomery, and he is in.
The fumble took place after he broke that invisible line. How close is close? Brunig in there trying to block it up. Looked like D.D. Lewis under there too. Good strong block by Larry Barnes, the fullback, actually allowed Wilbert to jump at all.
And Tony Franklin with John Shira holding.
And just less than 6 minutes left.
And a very important extra point. Franklin hits. It's 21-24-17. Dallas. Penalty marker down. Again, and we'll wait and see.
Everybody might think
that's the situation now as the Eagles come back to within a touchdown. Dallas leads it 24-17. The story of the Eagles scoring drive, 24-17. Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire at Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia.
And the reason the Eagles want this game is because the home field and a week layoff is a very, very big thing for Vermeil and his squad.
Those are the standings. The Eagles leading with that 10-4 record. Tony Franklin will kick off from the 40 after the violation on the extra point. A line drive in the direction of Springs, but this is Wade Manning. He's going to bring it out. Manning spins around at about the 21. Gary Robinson. Mark Slater, the tacklers. 5 minutes, 42 seconds left to play, and this place is insane.
And now the defense becomes very important.
Sports Spectacular today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. It features World Cup skiing, 9-ball pool championship, and the highlights of the WBC Cruiserweight Championship. Dallas at their own 21.
You want to see some heavyweight championships? Watch the line of scrimmage for the next 5 minutes.
That's what's going on right here. Butch Johnson in motion. It's back to Ron Springs, and he gets a couple and no more as that Eagle defense is fired up.
And Cooper, that time the offensive right tackle, Cooper, who, by the way, comes from Philadelphia area and went to school at Temple, he took Claude Humphrey inside and buried him, and quickly the Eagles adjusted to it. Will Roger throw the ball, or will he try to get 2 or 3 first downs and end this thing?
2nd and 8, 5, just over 5 minutes left to play. Doug Cosby has replaced Billy Joe Dupree at tight end. He's lined up tight on the right. The 2 running backs are Laidlaw and Springs. Staubach He's going to throw it. Then does. Almost picked off by Frank LeMaster. He had it and dropped it.
Yeah, you lay awake at night thinking about the one that might have been. Roger threw this ball a little low. A good call. And I believe the receiver was open, but the walkaway linebacker was in perfect position. Tony Hill, was it?
Was open, yes. That quote from Frank LeMaster, who almost had that interception. Preston Pearson is in with Ron Springs on 3rd and 8. Shotgun formation. Staubach throws. Incomplete. Intended for Pearson. Reggie Wilkes was the defender. Clock stop.
And Carl Hairston, number 78, and Dennis Harrison really put good pressure on. The shotgun. That's Dennis Bigfoot Harrison, 68, 78. That ball is right on. You can't deliver it any better than that.
You could see him turn his head and look just before the ball got there. Wally Henry back deep for Philadelphia, and Danny White is the Dallas punter. The Eagles will get the ball back with about 4.5 minutes left to play. The line drive kick should be returned, and will be by Henry. Cosby is the first man down, and he makes the sure tackle. And the Eagle offensive unit charged up and ready to go.
Whoa!
The Philadelphia Eagle.
They claim that young man spent $1,200 of his own money to make that bird, but I think he got robbed.
He is unofficial. At the 45-yard line, the Eagles go on offense. And this is Montgomery. Wilbert breaks a couple of tackles, and then the Cowboys swarm, led by Bob Brunick.
Is Montgomery important? On that last scoring drive, he had 36 yards rushing and 11 receiving. If things happen with the Eagle offense, it's with Wilbert Montgomery. A 6th-round draft choice from Abilene Christian.
He got 4, so make it 2nd and 6 at the 49. 4 minutes, 10 seconds left to play. Scott Fitzke, wide receiver on one side, Carmichael on the other side. Jaworski throws and has a man wide open. The fullback, Leroy Harris, gets an Eagle first down.
A good catch and a fine throw by Jaworski. Jaworski is now 11 of 29 for right at 200 yards with 1 TD and 1 interception. But his numbers are really improving. Big effort here by the fullback.
Clock still moving. Eagles have all of their timeouts left. Dallas has 2 left. That's Montgomery. Wrapped up by Bruning. Good play by the middle linebacker.
Wow, John Dutton and Sizemore just exchanged right hands. Talk about battleships. What's the top of your screen? Dutton and Sizemore battled. They pulled the offensive center trying to finesse Dallas. You don't do that. But right above that scene, 2 big fellas really squared off.
In the event you might have joined us late, Robert Newhouse left with an injured leg, one of the Dallas running backs. And the other one, Tony Dorsett, suffered a separated shoulder. You saw that quote from Harvey Martin. Ball batted up in the air. Dutton does a little dribble. It was batted by Harvey Martin.
Again, now they're calling upon why they are professionals and why they're called America's team. Watch this. Harvey goes inside, the new move he's trying to develop on Wallers, and spikes it. Meanwhile, Sizemore and Dutton again exchanged unpleasantries. That's 268 and 278.
Larry Barnes, Wilbert Montgomery will operate as running backs. Clock stopped with just over 2.5 minutes left to play. Dallas 24. The Eagles 17.
they're doubling Carmichael.
On third down. Jaworski has his tight end. Keith Trepfley for another clutch first down.
And Guy Brown really sticks the tight end. Watch number 84. Swings the back out of the backfield. Got a double on Carmichael and a diving catch by Trepfley. When the Eagles gave up on Charlie Young, everybody said, what'll we do without a tight end? Number 84 is spectacular.
Exactly 2 minutes left to play as Jaworski comes over to talk to Vermeil. The score is 24-17. This is the largest crowd ever to see the Eagles play at home, and there are no-shows.
We got a full house right here in our booth. Look at this.
Speaking of full houses,
that is a mask, we're told.
2 minutes to play. Line of scrimmage is at 28. First down, Eagles. Jaworski with all kinds of time throws for his tight end, Trepfley, and overthrows. No flags.
Great coverage by Benny Barnes, number 31. When the Eagles get down to the 20 or 25, and now time is running out, you're going to see what they think they can score with. They like the corner. They like the flag. They'd like to get Carmichael there, but he's going to have some company.
He'll have double coverage. He also has that tremendous height advantage over the man who normally covers him. Aaron Kyle.
Coach Stiles down there was given those offensive instructions, and you can never tell by the look, huh?
Never. Second and 10, Eagles. Carmichael is split wide to the left. Fitzke was with him, but he goes back in motion now. Carmichael is out with Kyle alone this time. This is Montgomery. Wilbert Montgomery tripped up at about the 24. Dennis Thurman.
Another great play by Benny Barnes, number 31. Let's watch the top and see if the secondary man comes up, plays Sizemore to the outside, the 268-pound tackle, and somehow slowed the play up enough to get help.
Barnes replaced Randy Hughes at strong safety, and Thurman went to cornerback when Hughes had a lead. Third and 6, Wilbert Montgomery and Billy Camfield, the setbacks. Cowboys faking blitz again. And they're serious about it. The catch.
By Fitzke.
Fitzke again. Scott Fitzke. The first down for the Eagles.
His real first offensive action of the entire season. The young man from Penn State. A low throw. A great catch and very carefully done. Here came the blitz. You get into Dallas territory, deep in there, they'll try to hurt you with too many people to block.
First down for Philadelphia at the 17-yard line of Dallas. Just over a minute left to play with Dallas ahead by a touchdown. The Eagles have a first down at the Cowboys 17.
Field goals are out the window. You need 7 points. And the last touchdown Philadelphia scored was hard to come by. Here comes the quick substitution. That's the pass rush.
Montgomery is split out wide to the right. Harris, the lone setback. Dallas made those last second substitutions. Jaworski throwing for Trepfley. Overthrowing. Back there with him was Benny Barnes again.
And Harvey Martin and Stalls knocked number 7 down. But a pretty good throw by a pass rush that was put in late just to maybe get the wrong call by the offensive line. That's Thornton to the top. I think Martin made contact with Jaworski.
Carmichael was up pointing his finger at somebody, and Vermeil is really upset. I think about that last second substitution by Dallas. He's not pleased at all.
And they're using the timeout, but you can't say it's wasted right now, because now you want to make sure you get 7 points.
Dallas calls a timeout. They're saying that Dallas had too many men on the field when the ball was snapped, I'm sure.
How many men do you have to have on the field? It's 11, right? Vermeil thought that Dallas maybe had 12, and then the next play, Dallas maybe was going to be short, so they called the timeout?
I think that's what happened. I think they only had 10 men out there, so they used one of their timeouts. They have one left. The Eagles have 2.
55 seconds up in the corner. You can watch it with us.
That's the timeout situation. It is second down.
Where's Carmichael? He's a slot.
On the left side. Jaworski. Harvey Martin and Jaworski throws the ball at the feet of Wilbert Montgomery. Montgomery started to come out of the backfield. Did you see Harvey Martin put the hammer on him?
And just lock him right in. It looked like Jaworski was trying to get it to his swing back. But I thought he was looking downfield, perhaps trying to look off the play, make it look like it. Here's Martin making a big rush. He collared number 31 and stayed on his feet and got back into the rush.
And Jaworski just had to drop it at the feet of Wilbert Montgomery because of other pressure from the Dallas rush. Campfield and Montgomery will operate out of the backfield now on third down. 50 seconds left to play. Cowboys ahead by 7. Harvey Martin has Jaworski. And lets up. Harvey took the inside route and got there.
And the new rule, when the quarterback is in the grasp of the lineman, it is over. Watch the stunt. Let's see if Harvey comes to the left and comes through, and Randy White comes to the right. That's what happened. Wade Key, number 72, couldn't quite get number 79.
And Philadelphia has called this timeout. They've got one left. Fourth down. 45 seconds left to play.
You don't blitz, do you? Or is Dallas getting ready to?
It looks like it, but I don't think I would. Long count, and they're leaning in like they're coming. And they are. Jaworski just lobs behind Carmichael, and Dallas will take it over. They put the heat on, run.
He tried to hit a 6'8" receiver running the post, but what a gamble and what a play. I wonder if Jerry Tubbs, the linebacker coach, is the one that sent it down from upstairs. Here they come, folks. A lot of them.
That was Guy Brown who got to Jaworski just as he let it go.
Cliff Harris came too, so the safety came.
They didn't leave too much to chance, did they?
There are not enough people in the trenches to block all those fellas. What a contest.
Boy, this is the best one we've had in a long time.
It rejuvenates that team. They've had a lot of injuries today.
They have lost Newhouse and Dorsett.
Look how quiet the Eagles are on the Eagles sideline.
Staubach just squats down. And the Eagles get into a little shoving and pushing. Claude Humphrey in total frustration, and Philadelphia takes a timeout. And that is all of the timeout situation for the Eagles. Contest and a broadcast produced by Robert D. Stinner and directed by Sandy Grossman. Excellent as always.
And all of our technical people that do such a fantastic job. Amazing. Dallas loses to Philadelphia in Dallas on a Monday night. And Dallas comes into Philadelphia and beats the Eagles, who are leading the division in Philadelphia on a Saturday afternoon.
Sets up quite a contest for us next week in Dallas, does it not?
Washington, Dallas at Texas Stadium. That is the shootout.
Dallas wins today. They will be in the playoffs. At least as a wild card team, no matter what next week. Runs Jaworski.
And after that first quarter, Jaworski seemed to settle down and ran a pretty good game plan.
Dallas again. Just hands to Staubach. And they'll let that clock run.
Cowboys reached down, though, to that depth. We always talk about it, but Springs came off the bench and did a job. Laidlaw came off and spelled him. When Newhouse went down and Dorsett went down.
Butch Johnson with the clutch rebound catch. And don't forget about Dennis Thurman, the job he did. Dallas 24, Philadelphia 17. From Veterans Stadium in Philadelphia, Pat Summerall saying so long for Tom Brookshire. The NFL on CBS is a presentation of CBS Sports.
This is